Holywiremod here, and this is Auto Gunshop Platinum. Update to Auto Gunshop Gold and Auto Gun Stand 8. In fact, if they were to have a baby, this would likely be it. So let's start by going to the customer section right here, and you notice I can't go in. And that's intentional to prevent people from messing up your setup phase of the gun shop in the initial start of it. To fix this, just press numpad 2 and it'll reset the fading door and permit people to go in and out as normal. So let's get to the back, and by pressing numpad 1 I can open this fading door, and pressing the button will turn everything on and give us some stuff in the chat box right here where it says to press the use key to select buttons on the touchscreen. Numpad 1 opens the fitting door, just went over that, and we can use the chat commands to modify the values on the screen. By typing /cmd we can access these chat commands. So let's go and look at the screen. You notice there is a rendering issue, and that's because it's in such a dark room right now with the light being present. To fix that, go to Options, Fix Render Targets, and this is under Wire, and click All, and it'll fix that. However, this is one main reason I put in the light menu, so let's start there. We have 101 different presets here, so you're likely going to find your favorite color, don't worry about that. And we can also modify these values slightly with these buttons right here. We can increase and decrease by value of 1 for all these different values, the size, the brightness, and red, green, blue. Or we can use chat commands, which makes it a lot faster. So we'll say light, and here we have the arguments red, green, blue, brightness, and size. And we have an example right here of what proper input should be like and the specified ranges of each argument. Alright, so let's say we want a red of 100, a green of 200, a blue of 50, a size of, or a brightness of 4, and a size of 600. Alright, so it looks like that. So let's say we want to just edit the brightness. We can do that by saying bright 6. We can also do the size as well by doing light size 400, and that follows the following formats with the following arguments as well. If you're curious, we can set to a random color with light random, or by pressing this button here, and it'll also adjust the brightness and the size. And also it prints these values in chat in case you want to use the light command to perhaps get this setting in the future. Alright, so the last thing I'd like to say is that to get through the presets quickly, you can also put a specific name of a color. All is one word, so if I wanted to say light blue, we'd just say one word, light blue. There we go. And it will work just fine. So let's go to something like cyan for now. Okay, we'll go back and start modifying the values over here. So as you can see, we have a name, a description, a price, the total number of guns sold, the total number of money earned, and then we have a bar from 1 through 6. Now this bar of 1 through 6 corresponds with the guns that you're selling. So we have a red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple gun, which correlates with the red, orange, green, yellow, and blue, and purple, and all that rainbow stuff down here. So as you can guess, the red pump shotgun would be stocked with the red right here, and we'll get into stocking just a little bit. So let's change the name of the gun, and we can do that by getting the command list up, typing /name. We're going to modify the first gun, which is the shotgun, so we'll say shotgun, and we'll modify the description of the first gun to say boom, 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 boom. Anyway, just some random for now. Then we can modify the price to increments of 100 from a minimum of 0 to maximum of 10,000 with this slider bar, or we can do increments of 50 with this, or decrease by 50 with this button right here, or set a specific price with the chat commands. So price for the first gun will be $220. Alright, so let's say after all of our hard work right now we want to save that, so next time we have this gun shop we can just load it. So we'll save this, and we simply need to give a name to the file that we're saving. We'll call it example. So example.txt was saved successfully. Now let's go change these values up. We'll say name, we got to put the gun number, then the description, gun number 1, and the price will be random. Now let's load example. And as you can see, it goes back to normal. Likewise, we can do the same thing with chat commands. We can say save example, and that will overwrite example. Then we'll press it random a couple times, and we will load example just as such, and as you can see, it goes back to the color right there. Alright, so now let's stock this up. For the bottom tier right here, I recommend just looking at the center of the plate and putting in the gun that you want. In this case, it's a shotgun. So to look at that again, the second gun is the MAC-10. So we'll look right here, and we'll put a MAC-10. Now for loading the second tier, which would be these two right here, this one right here is going to be an MP5. So we can crawl under this limp right here. This ledge, I left a little bit of the prop sticking out, so you can let go of the crouch key when stocking this up. It makes it really useful. Let's stock this up with the MP5, and we just need to slide that over. As such, I'm going to leave this one unstocked so you can see what out of stock looks like, as well as this one. And we're going to stock the sniper rifle, which is number 6, in the purple slot right here. Making sure to go under the lip to avoid crouching. I look at the center, keeping the gravity gun out, and hold the gravity gun on it, and it'll actually fixate itself. So you don't have to do any of the work. All you have to do is hold the gravity gun on it as it's spawning, and it will properly stock up. So now let's go check out the customer side of the equation. And as you can see, the customer area is bigger, a little bit more roomy, and we can see what guns are stocked physically as well as on the screen right here. So all the buttons that you cannot access are darkened out. Right here we have the door button. So if I press that, the door behind me will close for 30 seconds. If I get done earlier than 30 seconds, I can simply press the door button again and it will open. So I'm going to keep it on, and when I turn around it should be off after done talking about the screen. So let's say I want to buy a shotgun. As you can see, the description comes up, shotgun, and we have two different payment methods right here. So we have the money request, which will wirelessly ask the customer to give the money to the owner of the shop. We say accept right here, and as you can see in chat, the money has been received and given right here by me because I'm both the customer and the owner. Now we can use the traditional method, getting a gravity gun and dropping $220. As you can see, that door is gone now after the 30-second limit, and we'll put it into here. Select our gun and use money, and there we go. So let's say I want to buy a sniper rifle, so you can see what the slidey stuff looks like. Alright, so got a sniper rifle, it slides down just fine. And also, if you've noticed, there's been a thank you message after the purchase of each gun. So it says thank you for your purchase. We can change that with chat commands by typing /tymsg for thank you message, and then we'll say the message right here. So we'll just say thanks. So I go here, and it's by a MAC-10. Haven't done that just yet. It says thanks now instead of thank you for your purchase. Alright, by MP5 as well. So we get through all that. And that's going to conclude everything except for one last feature, and that is if you happen to put in too much money or you just simply want your money back. Well, what you could do is press the return money button. As soon as there's money in there, you're able to do so, and it will shoot the money out right here for you to collect. Alright, so let's go back and check out some statistics. So we go back in here. As you can see, we sold 6 guns, earned $1,560, 220 of which is right here, and the rest through money request. Let's look at some stats. Now, as you can see, it gives the sales history on the right, and it gives on the left a bar graph of all the guns and how well they're doing. So this will give you an idea of what your most popular gun is and how many guns you're actually selling. So in this history, it goes from oldest on the bottom to the newest sale on the top. So our most recent purchase was that MP5, if you recall, and as such it's on the top. So this will give you a good idea of how your shop is doing in a certain area or on a certain server. And besides that, I believe that just about concludes everything. I mean, there's a bunch of different updates from Gold that I haven't mentioned, like performance updates as well to prevent the tick quota from being reached and whatnot. But anyway, I'd like to actually give a huge thanks to all those who offered suggestions and auto gun stands 2 through 8, because you guys have been a great help, and without you guys I wouldn't be able to implement a bunch of the useful features such as this return feed and things like that. So this was a gun shop that was brought to you by the subscribers, and if you have any more suggestions or comments or whatnot, feel free to leave some in the comments below. Until then,